Toastmaster. Friends, I want to start with a short story. There's a room of about 150 potential recruits, and at the front of the room there are 3 recruiting officers from 3 different branches of the military. There was the Army, there was the Navy, and the Marines. The first gentleman that got up, they had a total of 15 minutes between the 3 of them. The first gentleman that got up from the Army sat there for the next 8 minutes, tried to explain why this would be the best decision of their life to go into the military branch of the Army. The second person took 6 minutes of the 15. The Navy man sat there and began to explain why this would be the wisest decision for their future. And the third guy, the Marines, with 2 minutes left on the clock, stepped forward, didn't say a word, just stared through the audience. Eye contact with multiple people. For about minute 30 of awkward silence, he grabbed everyone's attention. With about 30 seconds left, he stood in the microphone and said, "There may be 5, maybe 6 of you in here that have what it takes to be a Marine. If you feel that's you, come see me out in the hall after this." Because of how we view things determines your level of appreciation towards each of those things. Over the last few days, I've kind of dug into how important appreciation is and how it really does determine on how your outcome of life and just overall experiencing joy. I'm going to talk about a few different things, one being the relationships for starters. So there's really 3 different relationships I want to look at. For one, just you as in the realm of employment. You know, with appreciation, there is a level of happiness there. So there's an emotional attachment to this. With happiness comes productivity. And when people are happy, they're productive. And when they're productive, they're happy. Second thing I really want to look at there, just to strengthen the case with that, is there's a researcher, Victor Lipman, did a study, and he found that people that have a team that has a higher appreciation towards them actually outperform people with lower appreciation towards them almost 6 times more, the ratio of 5.6 to 1. Also, let's look at it from the standpoint of relationships with family and friends. So with family, friends, there is an appreciation that has, when you have appreciation, there is an open line of communication. And an open line of communication develops more of a trust, and a trust is where there is a deeper relationship that's developed. There's a study done by a journalist, Carrie Powlin. She did a study and she found that 91% of the respondents said that they would, I guess let me rewind, I apologize. There's, it's
okay.
Looking at how relationships affect with a friendship and how important that is. I'm going to just flip through my notes. I apologize here. The other thing to look at is through your customers and how important appreciation is to your customers. This Miss Pallone did a study and found that 91% of the respondents said that people will go to a business that actually appreciates their customers more. So it actually pays you to be appreciative. The other thing to look at is, so we've looked at relationships between how it strengthens your relationships. Let's step past that and let's look at how this is going to affect you as an individual. A person with a deeper appreciation does have a more positive outcome in life, and positive attracts, negative repels. Has anyone ever met someone that suffered from a negative fallout? Their mouth opens and negative just falls out. Oh, I do want to shine light on that though. If someone is negative towards life and has a negative outlook, you show me someone that has negative, I'll show you someone with a low appreciation. So I do want to put a positive twist on this, and I have some evidence here, and I want to just let you know that appreciation, like gravity, whether you realize the importance of the law of the rule or not, it affects your life either way. I was a pretty appreciative guy. I do have I'm growing in this area, so I'm not perfect, but I would like to show this as my evidence. This is a picture of my wife. Before we met, I never had any sales experience. My head is out of proportion with my body. My muscles are small. I drive a Honda Accord. Football coaches would say this is what out-punting your coverage looks like. But I landed her because I did have some foundation of gratitude and appreciation. Next thing I really want to look at, because we've looked at how it strengthens your relationships, we've looked at how it does help you as an individual. I really want to look at how it overall affects you in your enjoyment of life. There's two really things. I know there's a lot of things that go into that bucket of enjoyment of life, but two things I want to talk about. One being opportunities, the other being influence. Influence it does the heart good. You know, knowing that you had impact in people's lives, knowing that you made a difference, knowing that you were a role model. There's a company called Cayenne Consulting. It's a firm that has a website, and their website on it says if you want to be a role model, if you want to have impact, you must have gratitude towards others. You must show appreciation towards others. Looking at it from the side from opportunities. Opportunities come, you can have opportunities to go skydiving with friends, or you could be on the polar opposite end of that where you have an opportunity to sit through a soccer game for 6-year-olds. Opportunities are all around us. Extremist, I guess if you call him a multi-billionaire, Richard Branson, says out of his list of 8 reasons to enjoy life, or how you can enjoy life more, on that list is you must be appreciative towards others. You must have gratitude towards others. In winding down, I do just want to shine some light on this. We do have some control. If your desire is to increase your enjoyment out of life just a couple notches, 1 or 2 notches, you do have control over this to some degree, because how you view things in life is going to relate to the enjoyment you experience with life. And you have control over that because you have the ability to change the lens that you look through. And if you look through the lens of appreciation, we've determined that builds your relationships, it builds you as a person, and overall it encompasses a more enjoyable life. So I encourage you to realize that you do have control over this, and I encourage you, I hope this isn't about you have to wait for a recruiting officer to wipe the lenses clean for you to appreciate more. I want you to understand, I encourage you that it is within your grasp and it's worth the reach. Thank you.